Hey, you know what I'm gonna say, right? You know, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Happy Friday. I don't know. I just like saying it like that. Like it gives me a rush or something. I don't know. But I'm happy to be seen by you. Happy to be here, sharing a little bit, a little something, something. Help start your day, your weekend. Get you, a little inspirational nugget to take with you, or not if it's not your thing. I always say leave whatever doesn't work for you, take what does. So, yeah. So I don't want to make this too long because it's the weekend. Go enjoy yourself. But if you have not already noticed, there's pretty much a theme going on right now with everything that I've been sharing, my writing and with the videos, and that's because like I told you, like I told you earlier, 2016 was the year that the universe was like, look here, girl. You've become a bag lady and you unpacked a whole lot of stuff. So we need you to unpack all that stuff. So it's all the stuff that I've been unpacking. And I'm a firm believer that the stuff that we go through, our lives are not just for us. They're for other people. I totally believe sharing is caring. So here I am sharing. And again, like I said, if it works for you, take it with you. If not, hey, leave it. So having said all that, having gotten that all out of the way, today I want to talk about security blankets. Because one of the things that came up for me was that I really got to recognize what my security blankets are. Two of my main security blankets revolve around my two soulmates, my dad and the fizzle. And I've talked about some of the stuff like regarding my dad. A couple of years ago, Walter Latham, the promoter and producer of the Kings of Comedy tour, asked me to speak about something that was going on with me for his Relentless series, and I talked about it. I'm only going to touch on it a little bit, and I'll actually put the link to that video that I did with Walter in the section so you can look at it or not, however you feel. But for me, being my father's daughter was that's a big security blanket of mine, because I've just become so accustomed to not being Janice, which is actually Janice, but nobody actually says it. So, anyway, so you just get something else to not be me. But I've become so accustomed to being Bernie Mac's daughter that I reached a point in my life where I didn't bother to try to do anything or be anything, because I just knew I was going to be rejected anyway because I'm Bernie Mac's daughter. I just knew people were going to be like, whatever, that she just Bernie Mac's daughter. So I got to a place where I just told myself, why bother? Why try to put yourself out there? And it was twofold. One, I would get upset. Like I felt like, well, if I get whatever it is I want and I only get it because I'm Bernie Mac's daughter, that's not fair to me. That's not right. Because I should get it because I'm me and I'm great because I'm me, not because I'm his daughter. If I didn't get it because I'm his daughter, I was going to be mad, because it was like, oh, so you just going to reject me because I'm Bernie Mac's daughter, because I had a choice in who my daddy was. I mean, that's not right. So again, it was just my security blanket. And the thing about security blankets, when babies are born, you give them security blankets to swaddle them, because when they're in the womb, they're so used to this little tight enclosed space that once they get out of the womb and they have the freedom of, movement, and they can, move my limbs, it's a little scary. It's a little jarring. They can scare themselves like, oh, what the hell was that? Thing is, as they continue to grow and get used to the space and freedom, they no longer need it. And you don't use a security blanket. Yeah, the metaphorical fit. It works the same way for the metaphorical security blanket. Thing is, as we grow, we stop being as free as babies. And it's like, oh, no, hold on, give me my blanket back. No, I don't want to. And that's what I was doing with being my dad's daughter. It was just like, I'm going to hold on to this, because this I'm safe. If I hide behind that, I'm safe. If I try to do something else, I'm not so safe no more. I had to let that go. The other security blanket that I was carrying around was being the Fizzle's mom. And Funny thing about that, couple of funny things. One, I watched my mom. And my mom was a young mom. My mom was 19 when she married my dad and had me. So I vowed, like I watched how that, became her identity. And I vowed that, look here, that ain't gonna never, 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 ever, 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 ever be me. And I fell into that trap. I actually fell into it. I've fallen in and out of it throughout her life. Initially, when she was a baby, and I was still married to her dad, it got to a point that I was so miserable in the marriage and every other area of my life that it was just so easy to just be like, well, I'm a mama. This mama thing I can do. I can put my all into her and I can be her mom. And it reached a point where I was so miserable. And I looked at her and I looked at, my ex-husband, and I looked at our life, and I was just like, this doesn't work. This doesn't work for us. It's certainly not going to work for her. And I remember saying to myself, this isn't good enough for her. Like, what's going to happen is she's going to look at me. And even if she says, I don't want that thing, she's going to wind up repeating exactly what she saw because it's all she saw. And this isn't good enough for her. And I remember saying that to someone and having a light bulb moment. Like, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. If it's not good enough for her, why am I letting it be good enough for me? I love my baby. Look, I love her. Love her with all my heart. I will shank somebody for her. Like, for real, I will. But she's no more deserving of happiness than I am. And I got that light bulb moment, and Stella got a groove back. I was doing the damn thing for a good little while, like, hey. But see, what had happened was, what goes up must come down. And as I kept living, life kept happening and kind of like gut punched me a couple of times, and I kind of fell back into the trap because motherhood was safe. And it's so seductive. It's so seductive to just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm a mom. I'm a mom, and that's all I can do. And, I'm an only child, so I don't have a slew of siblings. I don't have, a bunch of available babysitters at my command. So it became really easy to just fall into the trap of, one, I can't go because I don't have a sitter. Or, oh, well, now, all the extracurricular activity. Oh, well, she's got these. I just can't. I can't because I'm the Fizzle's mom. That's all I am. I'm the Fizzle's mom. And even though I didn't like that feeling of just being her mom, it became safe. It was safe because, again, just like with being my dad's daughter, I didn't have to try to do anything. And it's not one that people, you say you're a mom, people don't really argue with you about that. You go, oh, I'm a mom, and not just a mom, but I'm a mom who's single. Oh, that's when you get the, oh yeah, you go, girl, doing the damn thing for yourself. Oh, I understand. So no one argues with you about it, except for the people who love you. They'll call you on it, but for the most part, no one argues with you. So you can easily just hide behind that. And that's what I was doing. I was doing that for a good while. And again, it got to a place where I was like, oh, goodness. One, I love her, and I don't want to model that for her. And I realized that was the problem with that security blanket. I wasn't taking it completely off. I was like kind of just cloaking it around my shoulders. Like, okay, giving myself the illusion that I'd taken it off and feeling good, but I really hadn't taken it off because my motivation was still her. My motivation was still being Jasmine's mom. Yes, don't get me wrong. There are behaviors and things and patterns that I don't want to model for her. I absolutely want her to be better than me. I want her to avoid some of the pitfalls that I have fallen into. But I want a good life for me. Like, if I wasn't her mom, I would still want a wonderfully fabulous life. And that's okay. So those two security blankets, they had to go. And unlike before, I didn't just put them off to the side just in case I may need them again. They gone. I didn't even recycle them. They gone. They gone, y'all. They gone. I had to go. They had to go. So I'm in uncharted, unknown territory right now. I don't really know. Honestly, gonna tell you, don't really know what I'm doing. Just doing the damn thing any damn way. And we will see what comes of it. Whatever comes of it, I will share. I will let you know. So those were my two big ones. So what are your security blankets? Do tell. Or not. Be stingy. Keep it to yourself. I showed you mine. At least you can do is show me yours. But no, I encourage you, if you don't know what your security blankets are, I encourage you to kind of take a mental inventory of your life and see, like, what are the areas, like what are those things? Is it anger, like, especially now, like with our political climate, there's a lot of angry people walking around in the world, and your anger, you might be justifiably angry, but are you hiding behind that anger to not do something else? Is that becoming your whole cloak and dagger? Well, I'm angry, and all the injustice in the world, is it being the caregiver? Are you the go-to person? Or are you the one who's there for everybody, but never for yourself? And are you walking around like, I'm always there for everybody? Like the 5 heartbeats. I got to fight every night to prove my love. Like, are you the one fighting for everyone else, but not fighting for yourself? Is it even being, the lazy, the undependable one? Like, hey, if I don't show up for anybody, nobody will expect me to. Like, what is that thing that you're hiding behind? Because I promise you, you probably are hiding behind something, and that's okay. But I feel like this is the year that we're all supposed to be called, that we're all being called to go to that next level, and we can't go to the next level carrying all that old stuff with us. Gotta loose that stuff and let it go. So that's what I did. That's what I'm still doing. Should I find myself digging back into wherever on a mad dash search for my security blankets, I'm just gonna have to let them go again. Next time I might have to burn them. I don't know. But they gotta go. And yeah, so that's all I got. Hope you have a fabulous weekend. Love you. You can't do nothing about it. I'm not gonna stop. So until next time, bye.